Hey guys, welcome to a new video. This is something I've always talked about for a while now, but I just wanted to collect enough info really to back up what I'm going to be saying. I think it's fair to say everybody wants to get better, but you know, sometimes we're kind of lazy, right? Like we want a quick boost in win rate rather than the good old long grind. That stuff is not exactly very common, but I've got one of those things today, so let's jump into it. Now, I think everybody realizes the new Rift Herald is pretty strong, but nobody really gets just how good it actually is. This video will have everything you need to use it properly as well, so hopefully we got all bases covered. You just jump into solo queue this week and you use it. A good way to start this off is like, you know how normal overpowered or broken champions right now, that would be like Zac, I guess, actually. He's got almost a 55% win rate. Now, Elise has got a 51% win rate, so there's only 4% difference there, but would you say Elise is anywhere near as broken as Zac? Point is, just a few percentage can actually make a massive difference when it comes to win rates. Now, what if I could boost your Zac win rate and your Elise win rate up by 30% more, up to like maybe 85%? Not bad, right? Now, obviously, I can't actually do that for you. I can't come onto your account and boost you, but this is where Rift Herald comes in. If you take Rift down and you have that trinket, the Eye of the Herald, on average, you win almost 84% of games with Zac. With Elise, it's almost 85% of games. Just a quick thing, like obviously you have to use it right. It's not the biggest amount of games, like sample size, but I've been tracking this every single patch on champion.gg since the change, and the win rate rarely ever drops below 80%, honestly, and I have not seen any drop below 70% before. It's not just Zac and Elise either, by the way, and it's not just for junglers, but have a look at a few of the examples. There are quite a few on screen, as you can see. You might want to pause the video, I guess, but a few to pick out. Like Lee Sin is the first one, pretty much 83%. That's actually insane for how many bad Lee Sin players there are out there feeding their asses off. It's also how popular the champion is. Normally popularity is going to lower the win rate, but actually we have a good amount of games on him and a good amount of Rift Herald games. Kha'Zix or Gragas are kind of the same as well, like Jarvan, all quite popular, but still really good when they take the Rift Herald. Obviously, with anything, it works different on different champions. It does seem to work a bit better on carry picks and supportive ones or tanks. I guess really it's more mid-game picks that it's better on. Like Kindred and Graves are a bit later game and in the 70% range. Nunu and Warwick are a bit more tanky and it's the same kind of deal. But for real though, like 70% win rates just by taking that thing is still pretty insane. Like it's just not as insane as some of the others. It's definitely champions that can help take towers better though, or ones that gank actually well to use it afterwards, if that makes sense. That's what the stat doesn't really tell you, I guess. You have to read into a bit more, but like Lee Sin, Zac, Kha'Zix, Elise can all get like early leads, then Rift Herald, then they gank a lane and they use the Rift after for more effect. We also see it more on split pushing top laners as well. Three of the more popular ones that get it all the time are Tryndamere, Fiora, and Riven. Junglers definitely get the trinket more often because they roam the map more though, right? They can use it in different lanes at the right time and probably a bit more effective with it, but you can see these do really well as well. On one of these, if you get a kill or you're left alone or something, you activate it, you push down 2 towers so easily. This is one hard part of this video. Like mid, AD carry, supports, they don't really often take the trinket, but they do help get it. Plus, you've got to remember, if you have a Zac on your team who you help take Rift Herald, his win rate jumps up, and that is going to apply to you as well, if that makes sense. Zac with Rift Herald has almost an 84% chance to win, right? So if a Zac is on your team and you help him get it, that increased win chance is going to apply to you as well. To make it even more simple, you saw basically all of those junglers have over a 75% win rate with the Rift Herald. So if your jungler takes it, you stand at least that 75% chance to win with them. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, leave a comment and either I'll try to explain a bit more in the comment section or somebody else will, I'm sure. So a few things then. Why does it actually make a massive difference in a game? Now, on average, a tower gets your team about 1,000 extra gold across the map. Rift Herald on average takes 2 towers normally, so that's little less than 2,000 gold for your team. You've also got to remember you're denying it from the enemy team. So you're denying them that 2,000 gold and keeping your towers alive. So it's like getting your team ahead while making sure the enemy team doesn't. You do open up the map more. Your ganks and roams are going to be easier because they have less protection now. Fights are easier to start. Picks are easier. There's a lot of tempo and game or map advantage that comes from taking towers. And even if you don't mean to deliberately take advantage of it, trust me, you do. Towers are probably the biggest reason teams are going to come back in a game, in my opinion. Like somebody will dive or they can't break the base. The enemy team gets some gold and items to come back from it. Especially if you use this though on an inner tower, so the second one, and then you take that plus an inhib tower, it unlocks the base. It helps you get an inhib and the game becomes 10 times easier. It also partly works because of the enemy team, because of their habits or like their stubbornness, I guess. You know how people just don't like moving from their lane and missing CS? A lot are like, you know, if it's not in my lane, it's not my problem or it's not my job to fix. People are like that all the time, and it gets a Rift Herald, it's going to smash your base to bits. By the time you've been stubborn stubborn, you farmed a bit more, then you channeled your recall and you ran to lane, 2 towers are easily going to have gone, and some people just really don't want to move at all full stop, so it gets even worse. Now, one thing to mention is you don't tend to get Rift Herald when you're behind, let's be honest, right? Sometimes the jungler solos it early, but most of the time you get it when you're ahead. You've already got this gold lead, right? This just makes it bigger. It makes you even stronger. It grows the gold lead and it tips your team over the edge so you can close out the game. This isn't really the kind of thing that saves a lost game, right? But it's the kind of thing that does give you a big lead if you're even or ahead. That's probably the best way to put it. Now, the last thing is what is actually the best way to get this massive advantage and increase your win rate. So as I said, inner turrets are probably the best because it can help you get that plus an inhib tower, and those are the hardest to break normally. Timing wise, that is kind of up to you in the game, but best when you have like a 4-man roam. So the jungler, mid laner or top laner, and the AD carrying support normally. You take down towers very fast and you can zone the enemy away as well, which is really important. It makes like a surprise roam, which is already effective without Rift Herald, just way better. Ideally, you do want to gank the lane first though, like kill the opponent and then use it, or just after a team fight win, but don't place it down when everybody is alive and they're moving to that lane already. It gets you maybe 1 tower at most, maybe not even that. It's all about the surprise factor here, really. Like the enemy team has to move to stop it, but that takes time, and Rift Herald doesn't need much time to smash towers down. Let's be real. It's really not that hard to use it properly. That's all you need to know. Just try to have a numbers advantage or the surprise factor or both. Use it in combination with a minion wave and bam, free gold, free lead, and a free win chance increase. I don't really want to make this video too long. I just wanted to give you guys a quick fix to help boost your win rates. You obviously need everything else in the game, like you need to be winning your lane and stuff, but this is just a cheeky way to win some more. So hopefully you enjoyed, but for now, I'll leave you with the robots.